What's up guys, Uni here, welcome back to another 10-hour loot video. Now last video I did 10 hours of vetion and it's currently the most viewed video on my channel, so I thought that I would continue making PVM 10-hour videos, and today I'm doing 10 hours of Saradomin God Wars aka Commander Zilyana. Now without further ado, let's get right into the gear. So for the gear setup, I used a Verex helm and a Verex skirt for some extra defense bonuses. I used the Avas Assembler from Dragon Slayer 2 as the best in slot cape item for ranged. I also used the Armadillo crossbow, which is actually kind of a funny story. Before I make all of these PVM videos, I like to do an hour or two of each boss so that I'm not going in completely blind, and on 6 kill count I actually got an Armadillo crossbow. If I wouldn't have gotten it, I would have had to use a dragon crossbow, which would have made a significant impact on my damage output, so that's probably the luckiest I've ever been in this game. A 28 mil item on 6 kill count. So I also used a Odium ward, a blessed Zamorak top, and then blessed Saradomin shoes, which actually represent the gods and God Wars so that you don't get hit when you make your way to the Saradomin cave. And then I also used an imbued archer's ring and Barrow's gloves. Also I used the best in slot neck item, which is a necklace of anguish, and I used ruby dragon bolts for the ammunition, and to finish off the kill I would use diamond dragon bolts, and that's pretty much that. And then for the inventory setup, I would have a ecumenical key to get into God Wars. I would have 3 ranging potions, a blowpipe to kill off the minions, 3 stamina potions, 10 Saradomin brews, 1 prayer potion, diamond bolts to kill off Zilyana, room pouch to teleport to Trollheim and to get out, and then the rest would be super restores. Now for the supplies, I started off with 1500 ruby and diamond dragon bolts. I started off with 200 stamina potions, 100 raging potions, 100 prayer pots, 100 super restores, and 200 Saradomin brews. For the blowpipe, I had 10,000 Zulrah skills and 1,000 rune darts, and in my rune pouch I had law and lava runes and also air runes so that I could teleport to Trollheim and teleport to Varrock when I would have to go out. And all of the supplies in total costed me 15 mil GP, but I did have to buy extra supplies, but I'll get into that when we're going to calculate how many supplies I ended up using. Now in terms of loot, Zilyana is a really hit or miss boss. You're either going to make quite a lot of money or you're going to lose money on supplies, because the average drop without any uniques is about 25k and around 6k from the minions, so 30k is the average drop without any uniques. And Zilyana has 2 items that you're really going for in terms of GP. The first item is a Saradomin hilt, which is a 1 in 508 drop rate, and it's worth roughly around 37.7 mil. Now unfortunately I did not manage to get the hilt, but the other item that's the same drop rate as the hilt, so 1 in 508, is an Armadillo crossbow. Now the funny thing is, I got an ACB on the very last kill of the 10 hours, which meant that throughout the entirety of the 10 hours I was kind of sad thinking that I was gonna lose money making this video, but on the very last kill I managed to get a 27 mil ACB, which I was extremely happy to get. There's also the pet drop, which is a 1 in 5k, and it's honestly one of my favorite pets. I would love to get one, and sooner or later I will come back to this boss to get the pet because it looks really cool in my opinion, and I have no pets on my account. But as I said, the majority of the time you're not going to get anything special. Around 20 to 30k drops. There's magic seeds that you can get, there's grimy renars that I got a lot of, and also got a lot of coin drops. You can get anywhere from 19 to 20k GP from just coin drops, so those do add up over time. And I also got a Saradomin sword, which I forgot to mention. It's a 1 in 127 drop, and it's worth roughly around 1.1 mil, and I did get one, which is pretty cool. And you can also get one from the minions, which is a 1 in 5.3k or something like that. There's literally a better drop rate to get the pet off of Zilyana than it is to get a Cirrus sword off of one of the minions, but I got it off of Zilyana, so that's pretty cool. Now the average kill took roughly around 2 to 3 minutes. Obviously there's times where RNG was on my side and I got a kill in like a minute 30, and there were times where RNG was not on my side and the kills took literally 5 minutes. So it really does depend, but on average, as I said, around 2 to 3 minute kills, and I got anywhere from 3 to 6 or even 7 kills per inventory. Now you can definitely get more if you're more experienced or if you have better stats, but that's what I was getting. And as I said, with some good RNG, I got up to 7 kills per inventory, which is definitely pretty good. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting that I forgot to mention is that I watched a guy who has roughly around 5k KC on Zilyana, and the guy was literally prayer flicking the minions. So he would prayer flick between ranged, melee, and magic, which was crazy to me. If I'll find the video, I'll leave a link in the description because it is pretty interesting to see just how good you can get to killing Zilyana. And he literally took no bruise, no restores, just prayer pots, and would take 0 damage from actually killing Zilyana, which is pretty crazy. Obviously, I'm not nearly that good. I'm actually a pretty crap PVMer, but it's crazy to see something like that when someone's actually that good that he doesn't even need brews or restores or anything. He just needs prayer pots. Now, without further ado, let's look at the loot tab. Okay, so if we take a look at the loot tab, it says that it's 4.9 mil. And I got a lot of law runes. I also got 950k in GP, as I said earlier. Also some useless drops like steel arrows and snake grass, that's mostly from the minions. Also got 9 adamant play bodies, which you can only get from Zilyana, and it's really depressing to see that on the floor after a kill. But I also got a god sword shard 1, which I think it's worth 170k. Okay, so yeah, there's the Cirrus sword, as I said earlier. I got 12 Renar seeds. Also got grimy Renar weed, which both Zilyana and the minions drop. Unicorn horns, you can basically see for yourself. But one thing that I can't really put a finger on is the super restores and the Ceradomin brews, because Zilyana does drop 3 Ceradomin brews of 3 doses and 3 super restores of 4 doses. So I have them in this tab, which is the gear tab, and also there's an extra armadillo crossbow here, as you can see, which yeah, the loot would be 4.9 mil without the ACB, but I'm gonna go ahead and withdraw everything, and we're gonna see how much the total price check is. Okay, so I just took all the loot from the bank, and if we chuck it into the price checker, it says that it's 31.5 mil. Now, a couple of days ago, the ACB was actually 28 mil, but I guess it dropped over a mil, so that's kind of crazy. But 31.5 mil, let's go ahead and calculate all of the supplies. So for the supplies, I'm adding on 400 extra rune darts, 100 extra Cerebrews, and then I bought another 50 extra super restores. So I'm gonna get back to you when I calculate how much I spent on all of the supplies. Okay, now before I show you guys anything, I want to make clear that I started the timer when I teleported to Trollheim, and I stopped the timer when I teleported to Verok, just to make things clear. Now, first of all, I started with 21 kill count, and I ended up with 160 kill count, which means that in the 10 hours I got 139 kills of Commander Zilyana. For the supplies, these are the supplies that I ended up using, and they come out to over 6.7 mil GP. I also started with over 4 million ranging XP, and I ended up with over 4.6 mil ranging XP, which means that I gained over 616k ranging XP. Now, I did range the monsters to get the ecumenical keys, just to make things clear. So this is not just Zilyana and the minions, these are also the imps and the monsters in the God Wars dungeon. So if we take the loot and we subtract the supplies, we come out with a profit of almost 25 mil GP, which means that Commander Zilyana, with the loot that I was getting, is almost 2.5 mil GP per hour. So in the 10 hours, I also got 1 hard clue drop and 1 elite clue drop, and the hard clue was 213k, and the elite clue was 250k, but I didn't want to include them in the final price check because I wanted to just have the Zilyana loot, so I hope that clarifies everything up. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and leave a comment on what the next 10-hour video should be about. It can be about anything, so if you have any suggestions for a skilling method or a boss that I should do, leave them down in the comment section below. Also subscribe for more 10-hour videos, and I'll see you all later.